We have already created the listing feature, like we can go to My Listings and create a new listing. We can also update the uploaded listing using this edit button, and we can update the data. And then we have created the feature to delete it and change the status. And after that, we have also added the functionality to submit the credentials. So the credential is submitted for this listing. Next, we have to verify this credential and change this credential. Then only it will be available for purchase. And this can be done by admin. For that, we have to create the admin functionality, right? So let's come back to the VS Code and we'll create the APIs for the admin panel. So let me just close all these files. So I'll right click and select close saved. After that, let's open the sidebar, and here we'll fold this client folder and open the server folder. In this server folder, we have the controllers, right? So in this controllers, we will create a new file. Right now you can see we have this chat controller and listing controller. Similarly, we'll create one more file and write the file name admincontroller.js. In this controller file, we'll create the first function that will check the user is admin or not. So here we'll add one comment and then write export const is admin equal to async arrow function. And in this function parameter, we will get the request and response. And after that, let's add the try catch block, and in the try block, simply add return. And here we'll return the response. So let's add response.json and let's add is admin true. And after that, we'll come to the catch block, and in this catch block, we'll add console log and provide the error. And then we will add the response.status 400, then JSON, and in this JSON we'll add the message, and this is the error.code or error.message. So you can see in this function we are not verifying anything. We have simply added this response JSON admin true because we have to add one more function before executing this function. That will be the middleware that will only protect the admin route, so that function will check whether the user is admin or not. Then only this function will get executed. So I'll just come here and open the middlewares folder. Here we have the auth middleware.js file. In this one we have added one function called protect that is protecting the user route. Correct? So in this one we'll add one more function. So just duplicate it. And here we'll change the name. It will be protect admin. Right? And here we will get the request, response and next. After that we have the try catch. In this try block we will get the user. So let's add const user equal to await. And here let's add color client. So we have to import the color client first. So let's scroll up and here we'll add import curly braces from at color express, and let's import the color client. Now let's come here and write const user equal to color client dot users dot get user, and in this one we'll add await, then we'll add request dot auth dot user ID, right? And from this user we will find the email, and we have to check that email is available in our environment variable or not. So we have to add the email ID in our environment variable. So let's open .env file in the backend, and here let's create one environment variable. So at the end we'll write admin emails equal to, and in this one we can provide multiple email ID. So let me provide the email ID that I have used to create the account on this application, that is user.greatstack@gmail. You can add multiple email by adding the comma like this. You can separate the emails using comma, and you can add the other email ID also. So let me add admin@example.com like this. So these users will have the access to see the admin panel. Now let's come here in this middleware function. Here we are getting the user, right? And after that, let me clear this code. Here we'll write const is admin equal to process.env.admin emails, and here we'll add split. So it will split all the emails using this comma, and after that we'll add dot includes, and here let's add user dot email addresses index 0 dot email address. So here we are finding the email address from this user, and if it is available in the environment variable, it means this particular user is the admin, right? Now after that, let's add the if statement. If not of is admin, if it is false. So in this case, let's add return and provide response.status for not one, and then JSON, and provide the message unauthorized. And when is admin is true, it will simply execute the next function. And after that, here we have the catch block. So here we have added the middleware function that will protect the admin route. After that, let's come to admin controller.js file. In this one, you can see we have added this function is admin. So this function will get executed after executing the protect admin function. Now let's create another function here. So I'll write the comment here, controller for getting dashboard data, right? So here we have to create the function so that we can get the dashboard data for admin dashboard. So let's add export const get dashboard equal to async arrow function. Now in the function parameter, we'll get the request and response. And after that, here we have to add the try catch statement. So let's copy and paste it here. After that, let's remove this one from this try block. And in this try block, let's get the total listings, and we'll get it from the database using Prisma. So I'll write const total listings equal to await Prisma. We are not getting the suggestion here, so let's open this file from this config, and after that let's type Prisma, and you can see we are getting the suggestion to import it from the configs folder. It has been imported. Here we'll add the file name extension .js, right? After that, here we'll add Prisma .listing model .count. So it will provide the total count. Let's add the empty object here. So it will provide the total number of listings, right? After that, here we need the transactions detail, right? So let's add const transactions equal to await. Then we'll add the Prisma dot transaction model, and here we'll add dot find many. After that, here we'll add the where property. So let's add is paid property and true. So when the paid property is true, then only it will return that count, right? And here we'll add the select amount true. So it will add the amount details. After that, let's add const total revenue. So in this total revenue, we will provide this transactions dot reduce and then add the arrow function here. In this one, we'll add the total and transaction, and it will return the total plus transaction dot amount property, then comma 0. So it will start the total from 0. And here we have the total revenue. Then we have the total listing and all transactions. After that, here we'll add const active listings. So just add const active listings equal to await and provide prisma dot listing dot count. Let's just copy this one. Correct. And in this object, we will add the where property and simply provide the status, and the status should be active. So we will get the total number of active listing. After that, we need the total users. So here we'll add const total user equal to await prisma dot user dot count, and in this count function will add empty object, so it will provide the total number of users. After that, we need the recent listings, right? So let's add const recent listings equal to await, and we will use the prisma dot listing model dot find many. Then we'll add the object, and here we'll add ordered by and provide created at descending. Then we'll add take 5, so it will provide the latest 5 listings. And after that, let's add include, and here we'll add the owner property true, so it will include the owner details also. After that, here we can add the return statement, and we'll return response dot JSON, and in this one, first we'll return the dashboard data property. So let's add the property name dashboard data, and in this one, let's provide the object that includes the total listing. Then we'll add total revenue, then we'll add active listings, and after that we will add total user, and then we'll add recent listings, right? And then we have this catch block, and in this catch block we have this code. So we have created this function get dashboard data that will return the dashboard data, correct? After that, we'll create the next function. So let's add comment controller for getting all listings. So here we'll create the control function so that we can get all listing for the admin dashboard. So let's add export const get all listings equal to async arrow function. And after that, here we'll add the try catch block, and after that, in this catch block we'll paste this code like this. Now just come to the try block. So in this try block, we'll add const listings equal to await. Then we'll add prisma dot listing model dot find many, and in this one, let's add the object and provide include and provide the owner property true, so it will include the owner details. And after that, we'll add ordered by and provide created at descending. Now let's add the if statement. If not of listing or listings, or this listings dot length is 0, it means we don't have any listing, then we'll return empty array. So let's add return response.json and provide the listings property with empty array. Correct. Now after that, again add the return statement like this, and here we'll add response.json and provide the listings that is available here. So we have created the function that will return all listings for the admin dashboard. Correct. Now let's create another function. So we'll add the comment here, change listing status, so that the listing status can be updated. Right. So here we'll add one arrow function like this, and then we'll replace the name. So the name will be change status. It will be one arrow function, and after that here we'll add try catch statement, and in this catch block just paste this code. Now come to the try block, and in this try block we need the listing ID from the request params. So I'll write const curly braces listing ID equal to request dot params, and after that we need the status also. So we will get the status from the request body. So let's get it from request dot body. So now we have the listing ID and the updated status. So after that, let's update it in the database. So I'll write const listing equal to await prisma dot listing dot find unique, and in this one just add where ID is listing ID. After that, let's add if statement if not of listing. Suppose we could not find any listing using this ID. So in this case, we'll add return response.status for not for, and the message is listing not found. Now suppose the listing is available. In this case, we'll update the status. So I'll write await prisma.listingModel.update method. In this update method, we'll add where property and provide the ID, listing ID, then we'll add the data. So in this data, simply add the status. So this status will get changed in the database. Now we can send the response also. So let's add return. It will be response.json, and the message is listing status updated. So we have created the function to update the listing status. Now we'll create another function. So let's add the comment here, controller for getting all unverified listings with credentials submitted. Right. So here let's add one arrow function, export const get all unverified listings. Now in this one, we'll add try catch and provide this code in the catch block. After that, we have to add the code in try block. So just scroll up, and from here we'll copy this code. Let's copy this one, get all listings, and paste it here. Get all unverified listings. Here you can see we have const listings equal to await prisma.listings.find many, then include. So let's remove it, and here we'll add where property, and here we'll add the object and provide the comma here. Then we have the order by, that is created at descending. Now in this where, let's add is credential submitted. So let's make it true. Then we'll add is credential verified, and it should be false. And after that, we will check the status. So the status not deleted, like this. So you can see here we are finding the listings where the credential is submitted but the credential is not verified. That's why here we have added get all unverified listings, right? And after that, we are adding the if statement, and if the listings data is available, it will be sent in the response using response.json. Now we'll create the next function. So here let's add the comment, controller for getting credential, So here let's add one arrow function, export const get credential equal to async arrow function, and in this one we'll add the try catch block and copy this code in the catch block. Now come to the try block, and in this one we need the listing ID, so let's copy it. Let's get the listing ID from the request.params like this, and after that let's add const credential equal to await. Then we'll add prisma dot credential model dot find first, and in this one just add the where property and provide the listing ID like this. So for this particular listing it will find the credential, and after that let's add the if statement if not of credential. So in this case we will add the return statement with a status 404 and the message is credential not found, and after that let's add the return statement when the credential is available. So let's add return response.json and provided this credential in the response. That's it. Next we'll create another function using that we can mark the credential as verified. So just add the comment here and we'll add a new function. So I'll write export const mark credential verified, and after that we'll add the try catch block and copy this code in the catch block. Now come to the try block, and here first we need the listing ID like this. So let's copy and paste it here. So here we have the listing ID for which one we have to mark the credential verified. After that we have to update the data in database, right? So let's add await prisma dot listing model dot update, and after that here we'll add the where property, and in this one simply add the ID. So the ID is our listing ID. We have to update the data in this entry, and after that we'll add the data property. So in this data property simply provide is credential verified, and let's make it true. So we will change the is credential verified true, so it will be marked as credential verified, correct? And after that we have to return the response. So let's add return response.json and provide the message that is credential marked as verified. After that let's add the new function. So we'll add the comment get all unchanged listings. It means we'll display all the listings where the credentials are unchanged. It is submitted but it is not changed. So let's add export const get all unchanged credentials equal to async and create the arrow function. After that we'll add try catch block, and in this catch block we will paste this code. Now we need to find the listing, right? So let's add const listings equal to await, and we'll use the prisma dot listing model dot find many, and in this one we will add the where property, and after that we will add ordered by, so it will be created at descending. Now in this where property we will add is credential verified, and let's make it true. So when the credential is verified, and after that let's add is credential changed, it should be false like this. And after that we will also check for the status. So let's add the status, and it should not be equal to deleted, right? So let's add not deleted. So here we will get the listings. After that we'll add the if statement like this. If not of listings or listings.length is 0, then we'll return the empty array in the listings property. And when it is available, then we'll return the listings in the response. So let's add return response.json and provide the listings. Next, we'll add another controller function. Using that, we can submit the changed credential. So let's add comment change credential for verified listing. And here we'll add the arrow function. So I'll write export const change credential, and it will be one async arrow function. Now in this one, we'll add the try catch block and copy this statement in the catch block. Now come to the try block, and in this one we need the listing ID from the request.params like this. Then we need the new credential and credential ID from the request body, correct? So let's add const curly braces new credential and credential ID equal to request.body. After that, we'll add await and provide prisma dot credential model dot update method. Now in this update method, we will add the where property, and let's provide the ID. So the ID is credential ID, and after that we will also provide the listing ID. Then we'll add comma and provide the data that's need to be updated. So here let's add the updated credential, and in this updated credential let's add new credential, right? After that, here we'll add await prisma dot listing dot update method, and in this one we'll add the where property, and here we'll add the ID. So the ID is the listing ID, and then we'll add the data that needs to be updated. So let's add the is credential changed, and we will make it true because we have updated the credential using this code. After that, we can send the response here. So let's add return response.json, and then we'll add the message called credential changed successfully. After that, we'll create the next function. Using that, we'll get all the transactions in the admin dashboard. So let's add the comment get all transactions, and here we'll create one arrow function. So I'll write export const get all transactions equal to async arrow function. After that, we'll add the try catch block, and in this catch block we will paste this code. Now come to the try block. Now in this one, first we have to find all the transactions where is paid property is true. So let's add const transactions equal to await, then we'll add prisma dot transaction model dot find many, and in this one let's add the where property and provide the is paid true. Then we'll add the order by, and here let's provide the created at descending. Then we'll add include property, and in this include let's include the listings property. So let's add the listing, and here in this listing we'll also add include and provide the owner, and the owner property will be true. So in this transaction we have the listing, and then in this listing we'll add the owner details, right? After that, we have to find the customer's details using these transactions, right? So here let's add the comment get customer details for each transaction and add it to the transaction object. So I'll write const customers equal to await, then we'll add the prisma dot user dot find many, and in this one let's add the where property like this, and after that in this where property we will add the ID. So the ID should be in our transactions array dot map, and here we'll add the arrow function, provide the individual transaction using this t, and it will return t dot user id. So in this transaction we have the user id, right? And after that we'll add the comma here and provide select, and in this select let's add the id, provide true. Then we'll add the email and it should be true. Then we will add the name, it should be true, and after that we'll add the image and make it true. So here we are finding the customers where ID is available in this transactions, right? And after that, in this customers data, we will only add the ID, email, name and image property. That's it. Next, we have to add this customer data in the transaction data. For that, we will add this transactions dot for each, and here we'll add the arrow function, and in this one we will get the individual transaction in this parameter. After that, let's add const customer. We will get each customer, so let's add customer equal to our customers array dot find, and in this one let's add the arrow function and provide the individual customer data in the parameter, and here we'll add c dot id equal to t, that is transaction dot user id, right? And after that, let's add the t dot listing property dot customer property equal to, and in this one we'll add object, a spread operator, and provide this customer. That's it. And after that, let's add the if statement here. So I'll write if not of transactions or transactions dot length is 0. So in this case, we will add return a statement with response, and in this response we'll write transactions and empty array. Now suppose the transactions is available, so in this one we will return the response with JSON and provide this transactions, and this transactions will contain the customer data also, right? After that, let's create the next function. So here we'll create a new function. So I'll write the comment first, that is controller for getting all withdraw requests, right? So let's add export const get withdraw request equal to, and create the asynchronous arrow function. And after that, in this one, let's add the try catch block and paste this code in the catch block. Now come to the try block, and in this one, let's get request from the database. So I'll write const request equal to await, then prisma dot withdrawal model dot find many, and in this one let's add the order by and provide created at descending, or we will use ascending, and then we'll add include, and let's add the user property and it should be true, right? And after that we'll add the if statement if not of requests or request dot length is 0. So in this case, simply add return response.json and the requests will be empty array, and when we have the requests, then we'll add return response.json and requests. That's it. Now we'll create another function. Using that, we can mark the withdrawal request as paid. So here we have added this comment. So here we'll create a new function. I'll write export const mark withdrawal as paid and create the async arrow function and create the try catch block. In this catch block, we will paste this statement. Now come to the try block, and here we need the ID. So let's get it from the request params. So I'll write const curly braces ID equal to request.params. After that, we have to find the withdrawal using this ID from the database. So I'll write const withdrawal equal to await, then prisma dot withdrawal model dot find unique. And in this one, let's add where and provide the ID like this. And after that, let's add the if statement if not of withdrawal. If we could not find any withdrawal using this ID, then we'll add return response.status, and the status is 404 and the message is withdrawal not found. Correct? Now if the withdrawal is available, then we'll check the status, right? If it is already withdrawn or marked as paid, then we'll return another message. So let's add if statement if withdrawal.is withdrawn property, and if it is true, it means it is already marked as paid. So let's add the return, and we'll add response.status 400, and the message is withdrawal already marked as paid, right? Now suppose it is not marked as paid, then we have to update it in the database. So I'll write await prisma dot withdrawal model dot update method, and then we'll add the object and provide the where property. So just add the ID, and after that we'll add the data. So in this data, let's add is withdrawn, and let's make it true, so it will marked as paid. Correct? After that, let's add the message in the response. So I'll write return response.json, and the message is withdrawal marked as paid. So we have created all the controller function for admin feature, right? Now using these controller function, we'll create the routes. It means we'll create the APIs. So let's come to sidebar, and here you can see we have the routes folder. In this routes folder, let's create a new file and write the file name adminroutes.js. Now in this one, first we have to create the router using Express. So let's add import Express from the Express package, and then we'll add const admin router equal to express.router, and after that we have to export it from this file. So I'll write export default admin router like this. Now after that, here we have to define different endpoint, and for different endpoint we will add different controller function. So I'll write this admin router dot get method, and after that here we'll add path. So the path will be / is admin, right? Then we'll add comma, and here we have to add the middleware to protect this route. So let's add protect admin. So the protect admin has been imported here from the middlewares folder auth middleware file. So let's add the file name extension .js. Now after that, here we have to add the comma and provide the controller function, that is admin. So is admin function should be imported from this controllers folder admin controller.js file like this. Now we have created the first API for the admin. Similarly, we'll create another API, so just duplicate it. In this one, we will use the get method, then we will add the path. So the path will be dashboard. Then the middleware will be there, and after that we'll add the function get dashboard function. You can see get dashboard function has been imported. Now just duplicate it. After that we'll add the path here, that is all listings, and the type is get. Here we'll add the controller function get all listings. Now duplicate it. In this one we'll change the type, so it will be put, correct? And after that here we have to add the path, so it will be slash change a status slash, and then we have to add the listing ID in the params, so just add colon listing ID, it will be dynamic. Then we have to add the product middleware, and after that we'll add the controller function change a status and import it from this controller.js file, that is admin controller.js file. Now just duplicate it. Here we'll add the type get. Now we will update the path also. So the path is unverified listings, and here let's add the controller function get all unverified listings. It has been imported. Now just duplicate it. In this one also we'll add the type get, and then we'll add the path slash credential slash colon and provide the listing ID like this. And after that here we'll add the function called get credential. So get credential function has been imported. After that duplicate this line. In this one we will change the type put. Then we will add the path. So the path is verify credential slash colon listing ID, correct? And then we have to add the controller function. So let's add the controller function mark credential verified. Now just duplicate it. And in this one we will change the type. So the type is get, and the path will be unchanged listings like this. And here we have to add the middleware, and then we'll add the function get all unchanged listings. Now just duplicate it. In this one we will again change the type put, and the path will be change credential then slash colon listing ID like this. And here we have to add the function that is change credential. So the change credential function has been imported. Now let's duplicate it, and here we'll add the type get, and then we'll add the path. So the path will be slash transactions, and after that here we have to add the function that is get all transactions. So get all transactions has been imported. Now just duplicate it. Here also we'll add the type get, and then we'll add the withdrawal requests. So just add the path withdrawal requests, and then we'll add the function here. So the function name is get all withdraw request. Here we have added withdraw requests, and here also get all withdraw requests. Now just duplicate it, and here we'll add the type put, and in this one we'll add the path that is withdrawal mark. Then we'll add slash and provide the ID. So just add colon ID. Now here we'll add the function mark withdrawal as paid. That's it. So we have added all the controller functions, and using these controller functions we have created different API path, right? Now in this one you can see we have added the type get, and in this one that is change status we have added the put, because we have to update the data in database and we are getting the data from body. Now in this one also we have the type put, where we are using this function mark credential verified, right? And in the next one that is change credential, here also we have put, and after that here we have the mark withdraw, that is type put. Now after creating this admin router file, next we have to add it in the main file, that is server.js file. So let's open the server.js file, and here you can see we have added 2 routes, correct? So here only we will add app.use, and after that we have to add the path. So the path will be /API/admin. Then we'll add the comma and provide the admin router. And let's import this admin router. You can see the admin router has been imported from the routes folder admin routes.js file. So we have created the APIs for the admin functionality. To link these backend APIs with our UI, let me come back to the website. And here, let's open the dashboard. So here I'll type /admin. So this is the admin dashboard, and right now you can see anyone can open this admin dashboard. So we have to add the API that will detect the user is admin or not. Then only it will allow you to access this dashboard. So I'll just come back to the VS Code and let's close all these files. So right click and select close saved. Now let's open the sidebar, and here we have the server folder. Let's fold this one and unfold the client folder. In this client folder we have src, and in this src folder we have pages, and in this pages you will find the admin folder where we have admin pages, right? So let's open this admin folder, and now you can see we have all listings, credential change, credential verify, dashboard, layout, transaction and withdrawal. So first we will open the layout page. It means when you are opening the dashboard, first it will load the layout.jsx file. So in this one you can see we have added this a state variable called isAdmin, and the setter function name is setIsAdmin, and by default it is false, right? So we have to update it according to the API call. So here you can see we have this folder fetch_isAdmin, right? And in this one we are adding this setter function setIsAdmin true, so we will replace it. So first we have to make the API call. So here we will generate the token. So I'll write const curly braces get token equal to use auth. First we have to import the use auth. So let's write import curly braces from @clerk/clerk react, and here we will import the use auth, and let's call it here use auth function. So here we have the get token function. Using this get token function we can generate the token. So let's come here in this fetch_isAdmin, and here let's add the try catch statement. Now in this try block we will add const token equal to await, and we will use this get token function. So it will create the token, and after that we'll write const curly braces data equal to await, and now we will use the API and import the API. So let's open the sidebar, then go to configs. Here we have axios.js file. In this one we have created this API, right? So we have to import it. So after opening this file, here if I type API we will get this suggestion. So you can see we have the suggestion to import it. Just click here, it has been imported, and after that here let's add dot get method, and now we have to provide the API path. So the path will be /API/admin/isAdmin, right? Now here we have to authenticate or authorize our request. So let's add headers property. So in this object we'll add the headers, then we'll add curly braces authorization, and in this authorization we have to add the backticks bearer $sign curly braces and token. So here we have added this token And after that, here let's use the setter function. Set is admin, and here we will provide this data dot is admin, right? And after that, let's come here in this catch block. In this catch block, let's add the toast notification. So I'll write toast. We have to import the toast first. So let's scroll up, and here we will write import toast from React Hot Toast. And now let's come here and write toast.error and provide the message like this. Then we have to add the console log, and in this console log provide this error, right? Now here we'll add the finally, and in this finally statement we'll write set is loading, and let's make it false. So by default the is loading is true, correct? So after making the API call, it will set the loading false. After that, we have to call this fetch is admin whenever the user is logged in, right? So here you can see we have this use effect where we are calling this fetch is admin. So in this one we'll add one if statement, and we will call it within this if statement. And here let's add is loaded. So is loaded is not available, we have to import it from the clerk, and we will also import the user, right? So let's come here and we'll write const curly braces equal to use user, and the use user has been imported from clerk, and from this use user we will get the user, and we will also get is loaded, right? Now let's come here, and in this if statement we will write is loaded and like this user. So when the user is logged in and this is loaded is true, then it will call this function that will detect the user is admin or not. And after that, here we will add this is loaded and user also in the dependency array. So whenever it changes, it will again call this function, right? So after creating this use effect, here we'll add another if statement. So let's add if, and we'll add is loaded. So when the is loaded is true, and with that we have not of user, it means the user is not logged in. Is loaded is true and user is not logged in. In this case we have to display the sign in form. So I'll write return, and in this return we'll add this parenthesis and provide a div, and within this div we will add this sign in component. So let's add sign in and import this sign in component from clerk like this. And after that, here we'll add the class name property and provide the height, it will be full screen. Then we'll add the flex item center justify center, so that this form will be displayed in the center of web page. So here you can see this is loaded is true, and after that the user is not logged in, then it will display the sign in component. And when this is loading is true, it means the web page is loading, it will display the loading animation, right? And after that, here we have is admin. So when the is admin state is true, it will display this fragment that display the admin navbar, then admin sidebar and outlet that will display other pages using this outlet. And suppose the is admin is false, it means the user is logged in but the user is not an admin, then it will display this page, right, where it will say you don't have access to this page, go to home page. So let's save the changes, and after that let me open the web page. So right now you can see we are not logged in. correct? And if I go to admin path like /admin, so it is displaying this login form. So let me click on this continue with Google, and I'll log in with my Google account. And after that I'll come to the admin path. So here it says cannot read property of undefined reading email addresses. So let me fix it. In this VS Code, let's open this sidebar, and now I'll come to server folder. In this server folder, we will open the middlewares, and in this one we have auth middleware.js. In this one you can see we have this function called protect admin. Now here we have added the code to get the email address. So we have added process.env.admin emails.split. That will split the emails when we have multiple emails, right? And then we have the includes and user dot email addresses index 0 and email address. So in this statement you can see we are finding the email addresses from this user, and we are getting this user in this first line, right? So here we don't have to add this curly braces, we will simply get user like this. So const user equal to await color client. Now let's update it, save the changes, and after that if I come back to the web page, let me refresh it. So now you can see it is displaying loading animation, and after that we can access the admin dashboard because this user email ID is added in the environment variable. And if I try to access it from the other account, let me show you that also. So you can see this is the another account, and in this one we have different email ID, and now I'll try to access the dashboard. So you can see unauthorized. You don't have access to this page. Go to home page, right? So we are logged in with another email ID. And if we log in with the same email ID that is added in the environment variable, we have added this email ID in the environment variable of our backend. And now if I open the admin route, so we can access it. So we have added the functionality to protect our admin dashboard. And after that, let me open the sidebar. You can see here we have the sidebar where we have added the dummy image and name, right? So we will replace it. So I'll just come back to the VS Code. Let's open the sidebar. And here you can see we have the client folder. In this one, we have components, then admin, and here we have admin sidebar.jsx. So just open this admin sidebar. In this one, you can see we have this user, that is the dummy user data, correct? So let's remove it, and here let's add const curly braces equal to use user, and use user has been imported from Clerk, and from this use user we will get the user. That's it. Now save the changes and come back here. So you can see we have the actual user image and name, right? Next we have to update this data in the dashboard. For that, let's open the VS Code, and then we will open the pages admin, and here we have dashboard.jsx file, correct? So in this one you can see we have the dashboard data state, right? And after that here we have fetch dashboard data function. So in this one we have added the manual value, right? We have added some values, and here we have the dummy listings that is added from the assets. So let's replace it. We will make the API call and we will get the dashboard data from API. For that, let's come here, and first let's add const curly braces equal to use user, and from this use user we will get the user, right? And after that we'll write const curly braces equal to use auth and import the use auth, and from this use auth we will get token function, right? And after that let's come here in this fetch dashboard data function. Let's clear it, and here we will add the try catch statement. In this try block let's add const token equal to await and get token function. So we have generated the token, and then we will make the API call. So I'll write const curly braces data equal to await, and here we will import the API. Then we will add dot get method and provide the API path. It will be /API /admin/dashboard. Then we have to provide the headers here to authenticate our request. So in this headers we have added authorization property and bearer token. Now after that we have the dashboard data from the API, right? So we can use the setter function set dashboard data and provide the data that is here, and from this data we will get the dashboard data property. And after that let's use the set loading and make it false. So after making the API call, getting the data, we will make the set loading false. And now come to the catch block. In this catch block we will add the toast notification. So I'll write toast, import the toast, and then we will add dot error and provide the error message, and we will also add the console log, and in the console log we have added the error, right? Now come to this use effect. So it is calling this fetch dashboard data whenever the component gets loaded. So here we will add the dependency array like user. So whenever the user changes it will call it, and here we will add the if statement also like user. So when the user is logged in, then only it will call this fetch dashboard data like this. After that let me open the web page. So here you can see we have the actual data coming from the database. We have the total listings 1, then total revenue 0, then we have active listings 1, and we have total 2 users, right? Here we have the recent listings also, and if I click on this one it will display the details. So it is displaying the listing title, username and platform name, and then we have the images and other details. We have the owner details also, right? And this is the listing date and price. After that we have to create the next page, that is verify listing. So you can see right now we have these data, that is the dummy data coming from the assets. So let's remove it. Here we will display the list of unverified listings. So I'll just come back here in the VS Code and open the sidebar, then go to admin inside this pages folder, and here we have this credential verified.jsx file, right? And we have to update this one. We will get the data from the API, right? So here let's add const curly braces equal to use auth, and the use auth has been imported, and after that let's add the get auth function. We will get the get auth from this use auth, right? And using this we can generate the token. So let's come here in this fetch all unverified listings function. So let's clear it, and we will make the API call inside this try block. So in this try block we will generate the token like this, const token equal to await get token. Then we will make the API call. So I'll write const curly braces data equal to await and use the API, import the API from the configs. Then we'll add type get and then provide the path. So the path is /API/admin/unverified listings, right? Then we have to add the headers here. So let's add curly braces, headers, authorization, bearer and token. Now we will get the data. So let's add the setter function, that is set listings, and provide the data dot listings. And after that, let's add the set loading, right? And we will set the loading false, correct? After that, come to the catch block, and here we'll add the toast notification. So import the toast and write toast.error and provide this message, and then we'll add the console log error. After that, you can see here we have the use effect, that is calling this function whenever the component gets loaded, right? So after that, let me just come back here, and you can see here we have only one listing, right? And here we have the button to verify it. When we click here, it will open a model window. So we'll add the functionality for this one also. Right now I'll just close it, and let's create the functionality in this next page. So this is the verify page where we can verify the listing credential, and this is the change credential page. Here also you can see we have the dummy listings. So let's replace it, and we will get the data from the API. So I'll just come back here, and let's open the sidebar, then pages, admin and credential change, right? Now in this change credential, again we need the token. So I'll write const curly braces get token equal to use auth, and the use auth has been imported from Clerk. Here we have the function called fetch all unchanged listings. So just clear it and add the try catch statement. Now in this try block, we will generate the token like this, and after that we will make the API call. So I'll write const curly braces data equal to await and import the API, then dot get method. And in this get method, we will add the path. So the API path is /API/admin/unchanged listings. Then we'll add the headers property to authenticate our request. So here we have added the headers also, and after that, here we will use the setter function set listings, and in this set listings we'll add the data dot listings, that is getting from the API. And after that we'll use the setter function and set the loading false. Then we'll come to the catch block and import the toast, and here we'll add the toast.error and provide the message. Then we'll add the console log, and in this console log we will provide the error that is coming here, right? And when the component gets loaded, it will call this function using this use effect. So save the changes and come back here. So right now you can see we don't have any listing in this change. All credentials changed, no listings with unchanged credential found. After that, you can see here we have the verify credential. So when we will verify this one, after verification, this listing will go to change category, and here we can change the listing credential, right? And here we have the next page, that is listings, where we will display all the listings, right? So now we'll update the functionality in this one. So I'll just come back to the VS Code, open this sidebar, and here in this pages admin we have all listings.jsx file. Now in this one we will generate the token. So I'll add const curly braces equal to use auth, and the use auth has been imported, and from this use auth we will get the get token function. And after that you can see here we have the function fetch all listings, where we have added the dummy data from the assets. So remove it and add the try catch statement. In this try block we'll add the token like this. So we will generate the token using this get token function, and then we will make the API call. So I'll write const curly braces data equal to await and provide the API from the config/axios file, and then we'll add dot get method, and provide the API path. So the API path is /API/admin/all listings. Then we'll add the headers property to authenticate our request. And after that we will use the setter function set listings, and in this set listings we will add the data.listings property that we are getting from the API response. And after that we will set the loading false, and then come to the catch block. In this catch block we'll add the toast notification. So import the toast and write toast.error and provide this error message, and then we'll add the console log, and in this console log we have added the error, right? So it will fetch all the listings. If I come back here, you can see here we have total 1 listing. Right now you can see the status credential submitted. We have submitted the credential for this listing, and you can see the status is active. So here we have the option to change the status. Right now it is not functional, so we have to make it functional using the API. So I'll just come back, and you can see here we have the function change listing status. So in this one also we'll make the API call. So this is the async arrow function. We have the status and the listing details, right? So after that let's clear it, and in this one I'll add try catch block. Now in this try block, first we'll add the toast. So I'll write toast dot loading, and let's add the message here changing a status, and after that we'll add const token equal to await get token, right? And after that we can make the API call. So I'll just copy this one only and paste it here. Const curly braces data equal to await API dot, and here instead of get we'll add put because we are updating the status. Here we have added put, and then we'll change the path. It will be /API/admin/change a status. And after that here we have to add $$ curly braces, and in this one we will add the listing that we are getting from this parameter. So just add the listing dot id, and here we are using this $ curly braces. It means we have to use the template literal. So let's convert it into backticks. So instead of this quote we'll add the backticks here and here also. So you can see we have added the API path, and at the end of this path we have added the listing ID, right? And after that we have the headers, and in this headers we have added the token. So after this API call, let's add the await, and again we will call the previous function, that is fetch all listings. So it will fetch the latest status, right? And after that we will display the toast. So first we will dismiss the previous one. So I'll just add toast dot dismiss all, and then we'll add the toast dot success, and then we'll add the data dot message, that is the message getting from the API. After that come to the catch block also, and in this one first we'll dismiss the toast. So we'll add toast dot dismiss all, and then we'll add toast dot error and this one. So I'll just copy this, paste it here, save the changes, and after that you can see here we have the function fetch all listings in this use effect. So this function will get executed whenever the component gets loaded. So I'll just come back here, and right now you can see we have the status active. So if I change it to inactive, a valid resource ID is required. So let me fix it. We have provided the listing ID, but we have not provided the new status. I'll just come here in this API call change listing status. You can see we have added this API call, then we have added the headers. So before headers here we'll add curly braces and then comma. Now in this one we have to provide the new status that will be updated, right? So here we'll add the
a status that we are getting from this parameter. Save the changes and come back here. Now if I change it to inactive, you can see listing updated, right? Listing a status updated, and you can see the status is inactive. If I refresh it, still the status will be inactive. Correct? If I go to home page, then marketplace, you can see here we don't have that listing because it is inactive. But if I come to admin dashboard, all listings, then change it to active. So now you can see it is active, and if I go to marketplace, refresh it, here we have this listing. It is working fine. Again, come back to the admin panel. So we have added the functionality in this dashboard, verify, change, then listings page, and now we'll add the API call in this transactions. Right now you can see we have the transactions data from the asset file. So we will replace it. We will get the data from the API. So I'll just come back to the VS Code. Here we will open the sidebar, then pages and admin. And in this one we will open the transactions.jsx file. Here you can see we have this function get transactions, and we have the dummy data in this setter functions. So we will replace this one and add the try catch block, and in this one we have to make the API call. For that we need the token, right? So here let's add const curly braces equal to use auth, and the use auth has been imported from clerk, and from this use auth we'll get the get token function. Now come to this try block, and here we'll add const token equal to await get token function, and then we'll make the API call. So I'll write const curly braces data equal to await, then import the API, then dot get method, and here we have to add the path. So the path will be /API/admin/transactions, and after that we have to authenticate the request. So just add the headers property, and in this headers we have added the authorization, bearer and token. Then we will use the setter function set transactions, and in this one we will provide the data that we are getting from the API. So just add data.transactions. Then we will use the setter function set loading, and let's make it false. And after that we will come to the catch block. In this one we will add the toast, import the toast, and then write toast.error and provide the message. Then we will add the console log, and in this console log we will provide this error, right? Now you can see we have this use effect that will call this function whenever the component gets loaded. So after that I'll just come here. You can see the dummy data has been removed, and here we don't have any transactions yet. So whenever we'll make the transaction, it will be displayed here. Similarly we'll come to the withdrawal, and here you can see we have the withdrawal request, that is the dummy data. So let's remove it. I'll just come back to the VS Code, open the sidebar, pages and withdrawal.jsx file. In this one make the API call. So let's add the const curly braces equal to use auth, and the use auth has been imported, and from this use auth we will get the get token function. After that let's come here in this get requests function, right? So let's clear everything, and here we'll make the API call. So I'll write try catch statement. In this try block first we'll generate the token like this. After that we'll make the API call. So we have added const curly braces data equal to await and provide the API, import the API, then we will write dot get, and then we will add the path. So the path will be /API/admin/withdraw requests, and after that let's add comma, and here we will add the curly braces and provide the headers property to authenticate our request. So we have added the headers authorization, bearer, token, and after that let's use the setter function set requests, and here we'll add the data.requests. Then we will add the setter function set is loading and make it false. Right, now come to the catch block, and here we'll add the toast notification. So import the toast, and then we will write toast.error and provide the message, and after that we'll add the console log and provide the error. That's it. After that, if I come back here, you can see the dummy data has been removed, and here you can see the message no withdrawal requests found. So whenever we will make any request for the withdrawal, it will be displayed here. After that, we have to add the functionality in the model window or pop-up. So let me just open it. I'll open this verify page. Here you can see we have this button verify. So it will open this window. So let's add the functionalities so that we can verify this credential, and after the verification, it will come to the change page. Right? So I'll just come back to the VS Code. Let's open this sidebar. Then we will open the components in this client. Then open the admin inside this components, and here you will find the credential verify model.jsx, right? And in this one we have to make the API call. So first we'll generate the token using get token. So let's add const curly braces get token equal to use auth, and the use auth has been imported, right? And after that, let's come here. You can see we have this fetch credential function, and in this one we have the dummy data coming from the assets. So let's update it. We will add the try catch statement here, and in this try block let's add const token equal to await get token function. Then we'll add const curly braces data equal to await, and here we will add the API, and then we'll add dot get method, and then we'll add the path here. So it will be /API/admin/credential, and after that we have to provide the listing ID. So here we'll add $ curly braces, and when we are using this template literal, we have to convert it using backticks like this. So now in this one we can add the listing.id, right? And you can see we have this listing in this parameter, right? And after that, here we will add comma curly braces and provide the headers to authenticate our request. So we have added the headers property, authorization, bearer, and token. Now we will use the setter function set credential, and in this one we can provide the data that we are getting from the API. So we will add the data.credential, and after that we will set the loading false. So just add set loading false. Then we'll add the toast notification here. So import the toast, and then we will provide the error and message. Then we will add the console log, and in this console log we'll provide the error. So using this we will fetch the credentials. If I come back here, you can see if I click on this one, it will fetch the credential from the API. You can see the credential data like test@gmail, and this is the password, right? So admin can open the platform and log in using this credential to verify it, and if it is correct, the admin can verify this credential using this button. So let's make this button functional. I'll just come back here, and here you can see another function called verify credential. So in this one we have to make the API call again. So I'll just copy this try block and catch block and paste it here. So in this one, first we are generating the token, then we will make the API call using this API.put method. API.put, then we will provide the path /API/admin/ let's add verify credential. This is the path, and after that in this path we will add the listing.id also, and then we will add empty object like this. So we will not provide any data in this body, we will provide the empty object, and then we have added the headers, right? After that we can show the toast notification. So let's just remove it, and here we'll add the toast dot success and provide the message that we are getting from the API. So we have added data dot message, and after that we have to close this pop-up. So I'll write on close, right? Now here we have the catch block where we have added toast dot error and this console log error. Now save the changes and let's come here. So I'll just click on this verify, select this checkbox and click on this button verify credential. You can see we are getting the message API response error. So let me just fix it. Let me try to refresh this web page without making any changes. I'll just refresh it. Click on verify and verify credentials. Now it is working fine. There was some internet issue. So this feature is working fine. Credential marked as verified. So after that, this listing will be moved in this change. You can see in this change, we have this listing, right? So here we can change the credential. And after changing the credential, it will be available for purchase. Right now, if I open this listing, like I'll open it with the another account, you can see we have this chat option. So right now we can only chat with this user. We cannot purchase it until the credentials are verified by admin and changed by admin. So I'll just come back here in the VS Code. And let's open the sidebar, and here we will open credential change model. So using this model, admin can change the credential, then only it will be available for purchase, right? So in this one, let's get the token first. So I'll write const curly braces get token equal to use auth, and the use auth has been imported from Clerk. And after that, you can see here we have the fetch credential, right? So in this fetch credential, we will make the API call. So I'll write try catch block. In this try block, we will generate the token like this. And after that, we will use the API call. So here we'll add const curly braces data equal to await and import the API. Then we'll add dot get method. And here we have to add the path. So just add the backticks here. And in this backticks, we'll add /API/admin/credential. And then we'll add the listing ID like this. And after that, we'll add comma, curly braces and provide the headers here to authenticate our API request. And after that, we will use the setter function set credential. And in this one, we will add the data.credential that we are getting from the API. And after that, let's add the setter function set new credential. And here we'll add the data.credential dot original credential dot map method, right? Then we'll add arrow function, and here let's get the credential. And then we will add curly braces, provide a spread operator, credential dot value, and in the value we'll add this empty string, right? And after that, let's add the setter function set loading, and let's make it false. Now come to the catch block and we'll add the toast notification. So import the toast, and then we'll add toast.error, and after that we'll add console log. So it will fetch the credential, right? And it will set the new credential, and we can also update the new credential manually, correct? And after that, let's come here. We have the another function change credential. So we'll write try catch block here, and in this try block we'll make the API call. So I'll just copy this token and this API statement, paste it here. Here we have the token, then const curly braces data equal to await API dot put method, correct? Then we'll add slash API slash admin, and then we'll change the path. So the path will be change credential slash listing ID, and after that here we'll add one object and comma. Now in this one we will add the new credential, right? Then we'll add the comma, and here we'll add the credential ID. So we'll add the credential ID property, and in this one we will store the credential dot ID. That's it. So after adding it, now let's come to the next statement. Here we'll add toast dot success, and here we'll add the message called data dot message that we are getting from the API, and after that we'll close this window. So just add on close function. Now come to the catch block and paste this statement. So I'll just copy and paste it here. That's it. Now save the changes and come back here. Now let me just open the first account. In the admin dashboard we have the listing details in this change page. Let me refresh it, and now click on this change button. So it is displaying the credentials like this, and here we have the add new credential, right? So here I'll add the new credential and click on this change credential button. So it will fetch the credential from the API, that is this email and password, and after that it will set this email and password field and display that input field here, and the value is empty, right? So here we can enter the new email ID. So I'll use the same email ID here, and here we'll update the password like this, correct? And then click on this button and click on change credentials. Now you can see the notification credential changed successfully, right? And after that you can see the status here in this all listing. In this credentials you can see changed. So when the credentials are changed by the admin, it will be available for purchase. So if I come back here, let me refresh this web page. Here you can see we have this purchase button. So once the credentials are verified and changed by the admin, the listing can be purchased by anyone, right? And after that I'll just come back here and let's complete the next feature. You can see here we have the withdrawal, and in this one we don't have any withdrawal request, but once we will get the withdrawal request here, then we can click on that manage button and withdraw that amount, or we can mark it as withdrawal complete or paid. So for that we have one model. I'll just come back here and open the sidebar. Here you can see we have the withdrawal details. Let's open it, and in this one we have to make the API call to update the withdrawal status. So let's add const curly braces get token equal to use auth, and the use auth has been imported from clerk. Now come to this function mark as withdrawn. So in this one let's add the try catch, and in this try block first we'll add the toast notification. So let's add the toast dot loading and provide this message processing. Then we'll add const token equal to await get token function. Then we'll add const response equal to await, and then we will use API dot put. Let's import this API. It has been added in this config slash axios. It has been imported. Then we'll add dot put method, and then we'll add the backticks. Here we'll add the path slash API slash admin slash withdrawal mark. Then we'll add slash and provide the curly braces with $sign, and here we can provide the data dot id, right? We are getting this data from here in this props, right? And after that, here we'll add comma and provide the empty object. It will be after this backticks, so just add comma and empty object, and then we'll add comma and provide the headers property here. So in this headers property, we'll provide the authorization, bearer and token, and after that let's add the toast dismiss, right? So just add toast dot dismiss all, and then we'll add toast dot success and provide the response dot data dot message, and after that we have to close this window or model. So let's add on close function. Now come to this catch block, and here also we'll dismiss this toast notification, so just paste it, and after that we'll add the toast dot error and provide this message, and then we will add the console dot error like this. So we have completed this withdrawal model also. Using that we can mark the withdrawal completed or paid. After that, let's come back to the web page, and you can see we have completed all features of this admin dashboard, right? And next we have to add the functionality in this button. Right now this purchase button is not functional, so we have to create the API to purchase this listing. To create this purchase API, let's come back to the VS Code, and we will close all these files. So right click and select close saved, and after that let's open the sidebar. Right now we are in the clients directory, so let's fold it, and we will come to server folder, because this is the backend folder, and in the backend we will create the APIs. So here we have the controllers, and in this controllers we have the listing controller.js file, and in this one you can see we have created these controller functions that will manage the listing, right? But in this one we have also added one function, purchase account, right? Right now this function is empty, so let's add the code in this function, that is purchase account. So here we'll add try catch statement. Now in this one, first we need the user ID, and we will get the user ID from the request, right? So let's just copy this one and paste it here. And after getting this user ID, now we need the listing ID, right? And the listing ID will be available in the request params. So here let's add const curly braces listing ID equal to, use this request dot params, and after that we need the origin also that will be used for the stripe, right? So let's add const curly braces origin equal to request dot headers. Now we have to find this particular listing in the database. So here we'll add const listing equal to await, and we will use Prisma dot listing model. Then we'll add dot find first method. Now here we will add the where property, and let's provide the ID, that will be the listing ID. So here we will add the listing ID. With that we will also add the status, and the status should be active. So it will find the particular listing that we want to purchase. After that, let's add the if statement. We will write if not of listing. It means we could not find this listing using this ID and active status. So in this case, we will add return, and we will send the response. So let's add the return response.status, and the status is 404. Then we have added the JSON object and provided the message listing not found or not active. After that, let's add the another if statement, if listing.owner ID is equal to user ID. It means we are trying to purchase the same listing that we have posted, right? It means we are the owner. So in this case also we cannot purchase it. So again we'll add the return statement and provide the response a status 400, and the message is you cannot purchase your own listing, correct? Now suppose the listing is available and we are not the owner. So in this case we can purchase it, right? So here we have to create a transaction. So let's add const transaction equal to await and provide the prisma dot transaction model. And here we will create a new transaction. So let's add the create method, and after that simply add the data property. So we will store the data in database. So here we will store the listing ID. After that we will add the owner ID. So the owner ID will be listing dot owner ID. After that we will add the user ID who is purchasing this account, and then we will add the amount also. So let's add the amount, and the amount will be this listing dot price, correct? So now we have created one transaction. It will get stored in the database, and after that we have to generate the payment link, and we will generate the payment link using a Stripe. So we have to set up the Stripe in our backend. To set up the Stripe payment gateway, we will open the Stripe official website, and here you need to create an account. So just click on this sign in button, and if the Stripe is not available in your country, still you can create an account and use the test key. Just select any other country name in the sign up. So here let me sign up with my existing account. After sign up, you will come to this dashboard, and here in the right bottom you can see we have the secret key. We can copy it from here, or you can also find it in this developer option. In the bottom left side you will find developers, then go to API keys, and here also you can find your secret key. So just copy this one, and after that let's come back to the VS Code, and we will open .env file in the server, and here we will store our secret key. So let's create one environment variable. So we have added the environment variable name, a Stripe secret key, and let's paste it here, right? After that I'll just come back here. We have to verify our payments using the Stripe webhooks. For that we will set up the webhooks key also. So let's click here on the developer, and now let's click on webhooks, and after that click on this add destination. Then I'll scroll down, and here we will find the payment intent, right? You can see this payment intent. Just expand it, and here we will choose the selected events. So here we have payment intent succeeded. Then click on continue after selecting it. Here we will click on this webhook endpoint and click on continue. Then here we have to add the destination name, endpoint URL and description. So we will simply provide the endpoint URL, that's it. So I'll just copy the backend URL. So this is the backend URL that is deployed on Vercel, right? So just copy this URL and paste it here. And at the end of this URL, we have to add the path, right? Where we'll create the endpoint of our Stripe webhooks. So let's add the path /API/Stripe, right? And after that, let me just correct this spelling, Stripe, and click on this create destination button. And after that, here you will find the signing secret. So we have to paste this signing secret in our environment variable. So I'll just come here and let's create a new environment variable called a Stripe webhook secret equal to, and we will paste this secret key. Let's reveal it and copy. That's it. And after that, I'll just come back here and paste this webhook secret key, that is a Stripe webhook secret. Now let's see the documentation. I'll just come here and open the Stripe homepage and go to developers API references. And after that, we will click on this Node.js. Now in the left side, you will find the checkout, and in this checkout, you will find checkout sessions. Let's click here and then click on this create checkout session. So here you can see this structure. So first we have to import the Stripe. We have to create the Stripe instance using this Stripe secret key, and after that we can create this session using this stripe.checkout.sessions.create, and then we have to provide the success URL. Then in this one we have to add the line items. In this line items we will add the product price, quantity, product name, and we will add the mode. So it will return the session URL, that will be the payment link. So let's come back to the VS Code, and now let me open the terminal. So right now you can see the server is running. So we have to stop it using Ctrl+C, and you can see we are in the server directory. So here we will install the Stripe. So just add npm install Stripe. Press enter. And after purchasing the account, we have to send the emails also, and we will send the email using the node mailer package. So I will install the node mailer package also after this Stripe. So the Stripe package has been installed. Let me install the node mailer also. So I'll type npm install node mailer, and after that we will start the project using npm run server. So you can see the message server running on port 3000. Now we can hide this terminal, and after that here we have to create the payment link. So first we will create the Stripe instance. So let's add new Stripe, and we have to import the Stripe in this page. So let's scroll here at the top, and here we will import the Stripe. So let's write import Stripe from Stripe, and after that using this Stripe we will create an instance. So let's come here. We will write new Stripe, and in this one we have to provide our secret key, right? So let's add process.env dot and provide this environment variable name Stripe secret key, like this. Now let's store it in a variable. So I'll write const Stripe instance equal to new Stripe, like this. And after that we have to create the line items as you can see in this document. So let me just copy this and paste it here. So we have added it here, and after that instead of this Stripe, let's add a Stripe instance. So we have added const session equal to await a Stripe instance dot checkout dot sessions dot create, and in this one we have to provide the success URL. It means after successful payment user will be redirected to this URL. So let's update it. We will add the backticks here. In this backticks we'll add $ curly braces and provide the origin, that is the front end URL. After that we'll add slash loading page. So let's add slash loading, and after that we'll add slice my orders. It means it will open the loading page, and after a few seconds it will open the my orders page so that user can see their order. After that we'll add the cancel URL also. So in this cancel URL property, let's add the same thing, just copy and paste it here. And in this one, we'll add the origin slash marketplace. So if the order is cancelled, then the user will be redirected to marketplace. After that, here we have the line items. So in this line items array, you can see we have this object with price and quantity. So let's clear it. And here we'll add the curly braces. And first we'll add the price data, like this. And in this price data property, we will add the object and provide the currency. So let's add the currency USD. Then we'll add the product data. So we'll add the product data property. So here we have added the product data property, and this product data will be one object. Now in this object we have to add the product name. So we will add the name property and provide the backticks. So let's add the product name, that is purchase account. Then we'll add @ and then we'll insert the variable. So just add $ curly braces, and here we'll add the listing dot username. Then we'll add off, and then $ curly braces, we'll provide the listing dot platform. So it will display the purchasing account username of this platform name, right? And after that, here we'll add comma after this product data and provide unit amount. So in this unit amount property, we'll add math.float, and let's provide the transaction dot amount, and let's multiply it with 100 like this. And after this curly braces, that is the pricing data, here we'll add the quantity. So we'll add the quantity 1. So here we have added the quantity, and we have created this line items, right? And after this line items, here we have the payment, right? That is the mode payment. So after this mode payment, we'll add other data in this session. So let's add the metadata property. In this metadata property, we will add the object and provide the transaction ID. So just add transaction ID, and in this transaction ID, we will store the transaction dot ID. After that, we will add the app ID. So let's add the app ID, and here we'll add the app name. So I'll write flip earn, and after that, here we have to add the expiry date or time. So let's add comma and provide the expires at, and here we'll add math.float, then provide the date.now. Let me correct it. It will be date.now, and in this one we'll add /1000, then we'll add plus 30 multiplied by 60. So this session will expire in 30 minutes. Let me add the comment also. Expires in 30 minutes. After that, we will get the URL from this session. That will be the payment URL. So we can return this payment URL in the response. So I'll write return response.json, and after that we'll add curly braces and provide the payment link, and in this payment link we will provide the session.url, and using this payment link any user can purchase this account. Now come to this catch block, and in this catch block we'll add console log and provide this error, and then we'll add the response also. So just add response.status, and in this status we'll add 500. Then we'll add the JSON method, and we will add the message that will be error.code or error.message. That's it. So we have created this controller function called purchase account. Next we have to create the API using this controller function. So I think we have already created it. Let me check it. I'll come to this routes. We have the listing routes, and here you can see we have the purchase account, then listing ID, product, and here we have the purchase account function. So the API path is already created. Now we will link this API with our front end. So I'll just come here in the client folder, then we will open src, then let's open the pages, and in this one let's find the listing details, and in this one you can see we have the purchase account function. So in this one we have to make the API call so that we can purchase that account. Using this function we will get the payment link. So here let's add try catch statement, and in this one let's add the if statement. If not of user. I think user is not available here, so we have the user, right? So we can simply add not of user. So when the user is not logged in, right? So in this case simply add return, and let's add open sign in. We have to import the open sign in function from clerk. To get the open sign in function, here we have to import the use clerk from this clerk React. So let's add const curly braces open sign in equal to use clerk. You can see it has been imported. And after that we have to make the API call also, and to make the API call we need the token. So let's import the token also. So we will import the use auth. So just add const curly braces get token equal to use auth, and the use auth is also imported here in this line. So now we have the open sign in function and get token function. Now just come here in this purchase account function, and here we'll add return open sign in and call this function. So if the user is not logged in and we have clicked on the purchase button, so it will open the sign in page, right? And after that let's add the toast dot loading, and in this one we will add the message called creating payment link, right? And after that we have to generate the token so that we can make the API call. So we'll write const token equal to await, and let's use this get token function. Now we can make the API call. So I'll write const curly braces data equal to await, and then we will use the API, import this API from the configs. So let's open this file. So now if I type API we will get the suggestion. So we have imported the API, then we'll add dot get method, and here we'll add the backticks. Provide the path /API /listing /purchase account, and then we'll add $$ curly braces. Then we'll add the listing dot ID, right? After that we will add the comma here, and then provide the curly braces and provide the headers property so that we can authenticate the API request. So we have added header authorization bearer token. Now we will dismiss the previous toast notification. So just add toast.dismiss all. Now we'll add the code that will redirect the users on the payment link. So here we'll add window.location.href equal to our data that we are getting from the API response, and in this data we will get the payment link property. So it will open the URL in the web browser, right? And if any error occurs in the try block, then catch block will be executed. So in this catch block also we'll add toast.dismiss all, and then we'll add the toast.error, and here we have added these error message. Then we'll add console log and provide the error, right? So we have added the functionality in this purchase account function. After that, if I open the web page, and now let me refresh it, and if I click on this purchase button, we are getting the response request failed with a status code 404. So let me fix it. I'll just come back to the VS Code, and in this listing details you can see we have added this API call using this API.get and provided this API path. Here we have used the get method. So I'll just come back to the server folder. In this server we have the routes, listing route. So in this one you can see we have added listing router dot post method. So let me change it. Instead of post, we'll add get. Listing router dot get. Now save the changes, and after that I'll just come back here. And let me refresh this web page, and I'll click on this purchase button, so it will open the payment link. Date now is not a function, so I'll just come back and come to the listing details.jsx, and no, I'll just come back to the controller function. So here we have the listing controller, and in this one we have added the date.now. So here we have date.now. So let me change it. It will be small n. Update this, save the changes, and let's come here and refresh this web page and click on purchase button. You can see creating payment link, and after that it is opening this Stripe payment URL. This is the total amount, and here we have the product name, that is purchasing account, and then we have the username and the platform name. So here we can enter the test card number and complete the payment, but this payment will not be verified. For that we have to use the Stripe webhooks. So we have already created the webhook secret key also. So I'll just come here and create one controller file for verifying the payment. So I'll open the server folder. In this controllers folder, we'll create a new file and write the file name Stripe webhooks or Stripe webhook.js, right? And here we'll add a function. So I'll write export const Stripe webhook equal to async arrow function, and in this function parameter we'll get the request and response like this. And after that, using this function we have to create the endpoint. For that, let me see the documentation. So let's open this URL docs.stripe.com/webhooks. Open this URL, and after that scroll down. Here you can see we have this API. In this one we have to add the webhook path, then we have to add express.raw, and then we have to add the function, right? So we have already created the function with one name, and we have to set up the endpoint like this. So I'll just come back to the VS Code and open our main file, that is server.js file, and in this one, after creating this express instance, express app, here we'll add app.use, and in this one we have to add the path. So the path will be /API/Stripe like this, and after that we'll add the comma and provide the express.raw, and here we will add one object where we'll add the type, and in this type we'll add this application JSON like this, and after that here we'll add our controller function. So we'll add comma and provide the Stripe webhook function. So this Stripe webhook function has been imported from the controllers/Stripe webhook.js. Save the changes. So we have created the Stripe endpoint. After that, let's complete this function. So in this one, first we have to create the instance using the Stripe. So just add const Stripe instance equal to new Stripe. So first we will import the Stripe here. So I'll write import a Stripe from a Stripe, and here let's use this new Stripe. In this one we have to provide the secret key. So I'll write process.env dot a Stripe secret key. So we have created the Stripe instance, and after that let's see the code here in this documentation. So we have to create the event variable, and then we have to add the if statement, and in this one we'll add this code, that is try catch block. So just copy this one and paste it here. So in this one you can see here we have the endpoint secret. As you can see, we have this const endpoint secret and this is the secret key. So just copy this one and paste it here before this let event. So we have added const endpoint secret, and let's import it from the environment variable. So here we'll add process.env dot, and then we will add the environment variable name. So let's just copy and paste it here. A stripe bebook secret. That's it. So here we have this if statement, and in this one we have this statement. Let me just close this if statement here. So we'll add this closing curly braces like this. So here we have added this if statement and closing it here. In this if statement we have this try catch block. After this try catch we will again add the another try catch block like this, and in this try block we will paste this code from here. You can see here we have the switch case. So just copy this one, copy till here and paste it here in this try block. And after that let's come to this catch block, and in this catch block we'll add console dot error, and here we'll add the message like this, and after that we will provide comma and provide this error. Then we will add response dot status. So the status will be 500, and then we'll add the send internal server error like this. And after that let's come here in this try block. So in this try block you can see we have the switch case, right? So in this one we have the event dot type, and when the type is payment intent dot succeeded, it means the payment is successful. So in this case here we will get the event dot data dot object, and from this object we'll get the payment intent, correct? And when we are getting the payment intent, then we'll add const session list equal to await. We will use the a stripe instance dot checkout dot sessions dot list. So here we'll get all session list, and in this one we will add the payment intent and provide this payment intent dot id. So here we'll get the session list, and after that we'll add const session equal to the session list dot data and index 0, right? And after that from this session we will find the transaction ID and app ID. So I'll write const curly braces transaction ID app ID equal to this session dot metadata property, right? Because while creating the session we have added the metadata, and in the metadata we have added the transaction ID and app ID, right? After that let's add the if statement, and here we'll add the app ID equal to flip earn, right? And with that we'll add the AND operator and provide the transaction ID. If it is true, so in this case let's find the transaction in the database. So I'll write const transaction equal to await, and here we will add Prisma. Let's import it from the configs. You can see it has been imported. Let's add the filename extension .js, and in this Prisma we will find the transaction model. Then we will add .update method, and in this update method let's add the object and provide where property, and here let's add the ID. So in this ID we'll add this transaction ID. After that we will also add the data that's need to be updated. So in this data, we will simply change the is paid property. So the is paid will become true after successful payment, right? After that, we have to send the credential to buyer. For that, we'll create a separate ingest function. So after updating this is paid, here we'll add the comment, send new credential to the purchaser or buyer using the email address, right? After that, we have to mark the listing as sold. So here we'll add this comment, and here we'll add await prisma dot listing model dot update method, and in this one we will add where, and in this where simply add the ID, and in this ID we will provide the transaction dot listing ID. So it will find the particular listing, and here we'll add the data property that will be updated. So here we will change the status. So let's add the status and change it to sold, right? After that, we have to add the amount to the user's earned balance. It means seller balance. So let's add the comment, and here we will add await prisma dot user dot update, and in this one let's add the object, then we'll add the where. Using that, it will find the particular user. So just add the ID, and in this ID we'll add the transaction dot owner ID, right? It means seller. Then we'll add the data property, and here we'll add earned property, and in this one we'll add increment, and let's add the transaction dot amount. So this transaction amount will be added in the earned balance, right? And after that, here we have this break. Then we have the next case, so let's remove it, and then we have the default case. So in this one we have console log and unhandled event type. That's it. So we have created the bebook function that will verify the payment, and it will change the status as paid, and it will also change the status of listing as sold, right? Next, we have to add the function. Using that, we can send the email to a buyer. For adding the email functionality, we will use node mailer. So we have already added the node mailer package. So I'll just come back to the web page and search for node mailer and open this website. So here you will find the steps to use this node mailer package. So first we have to install it using npm install node mailer. So we have already completed this step, and after that you can see the next step. So we have to import it, and after that, using this node mailer, we will create the transporter using this create transport function. Correct? Now in this transporter, we have to provide the host, that is the SMTP host name, then port and other property like user name and password for authentication. After that, we have to use this transporter, and in this transporter we will use the send mail function, right? So it will send the email. Here we have to provide some details like from. So this is the sender email ID, then to, in this to we have to provide the recipient email ID, then we will provide the subject and text or HTML. In the text we can provide the plain text, right? In this HTML we can also add the HTML elements, like we can add the div, li tags, b tag and anything else, right? So let's create this config file. I'll just come back to the VS Code, open this sidebar, and now you can see we are in the server folder. In this server folder we have the configs folder. So in this configs folder we will create a new file and write the file name nodemailer.js. Now in this one let's import the node mailer. So I'll write import node mailer from node mailer package, and after that let's add const transporter equal to node mailer dot create transport. Now in this one we'll add the object, and here we'll add the host. Here we have to provide the host. After that we have to provide the port. So in this port let me add 587. Then we'll add the auth property, and in this auth we will add the user, that is the username, and after that we have to provide the pass, that is the password for this SMTP, correct? Now after that we have to create the send mail function. So I'll write const send email equal to async arrow function. Now here we'll get the data from parameter, so let's add curly braces and provide 2, that is the recipient email ID. Then we'll add the subject here, and after that we'll add the HTML, right? And in this one let's add const response equal to await, and we'll add the transporter dot send mail. Now in this send mail we will add the object and provide the from. So this is the sender email ID. Here we have to provide the sender's email ID. After that we'll provide the 2 that we are getting from the parameter, and after that we'll add the subject, and then we'll add the HTML. So this function will send the email, and after that here we'll add the return response, right? Next we have to export this send email function from this file so that we can call it in any other file. So I'll write export default send email, correct? Now we have to provide these data like SMTP host name, username, password, and sender email. For that we are going to use the SMTP provider called Bravo. So just sign up on this website. I'll click on this login button to sign in with my existing account. I'll continue with Google, and after that in the top right side you will find the profile name. So I'll just click here, and here you will find this settings. After that in the left side you will find SMTP API. Let's click here, and here you will find the SMTP server. So I'll just copy this one, and let's add it here in this host like this. After that we have to provide the username, password, and the sender email ID. So let me add it in the environment variable so that it will be secured, right? So I'll just open .env file, and here let's add some environment variables. So I'll write sender email. After that let's add the SMTP user, and then we will add SMTP pass, that is the password, right? So here we'll write the same email ID that we have used to create our Bravo account, right? So I'll write my email ID here, and after that we have to add the SMTP user. So let's get the user from here. This is the SMTP user email. Let's copy and paste it here. After that we have to provide the SMTP password. So I'll just come back, and here we can use any password, or you can also create a new one. You can see generate new SMTP key. So click here and generate the key. So let me just click on this button, generate a new SMTP key. Here we'll add any name. So I'll write PERN and click on generate. Then copy this one and then paste it here. save the changes, and after that let's come here in the node mailer file, and here we will provide the details from our environment variable. So let's add process.env dot, and then we'll add the environment variable name called smtp user, right? Just copy and paste it here. Here we'll add smtp pass, right? And here we have to add the from email id, right? So let's just copy this, paste it here, and at the end we'll write sender email that is available in the environment variable. So we have provided all the details in this node mailer configuration, right? Now after that we have to create the ingest function that will manage our email, right? So I'll open this sidebar. Here you can see we have the ingest folder, and in this one we have the index.js file. Here we have created 3 functions, right? That is sync user creation, then sync user deletion, and then we have this sync user updation, right? After that we'll create a new function. So let me add the comment first. I'll write ingest function to send purchase email to the customer, right? Now let's add const send purchase email equal to, use the ingest, then dot create function method. Now here we'll add the id. So in this id I'll write send purchase email. After that add another object. So here in this one we'll add the event. So the event name will be app/purchase. Then add the comma, and here we'll add the asynchronous function. So we'll add the async arrow function, and in this function parameter we will get the event like this. And now let's come to this function, and here we will extract the transaction from this event data. So I'll write const curly braces transaction equal to event dot data. After that here we will add const customer. We will find the customer. It means we will find the buyer, right? So let's add await. Then let's add the prisma dot user model dot find first, and in this one let me add the where property, and in this where simply add the id. So the id will be transaction dot user id. So this is the buyer id. So now we have the customer, correct? Now let's find the listing also. So just add const listing equal to await, and then we'll add the prisma model. So just add prisma dot listing, and then we'll add find first. Now in this one we will add the where property, and then we'll add the id. So in this id we will provide the transaction, and from this transaction we will find the listing id. So here we have the customer data and listing data. After that we need the credential data also. So I'll write const credential. Let me just copy this one only and paste it here. And in this one we'll write the variable name called credential equal to await prisma dot credential model dot find first, and then we'll add the where and provide the listing id, and we will get the listing id from the transaction dot listing id, right? So now we have the customer data, listing data, and credential data. After that we can send the email. So we will call that function that we have created in the node mailer, right? So here let's add await and call the send email. Let's click here to import it. You can see the send email function has been imported from the config/nodemailer.js. Now in this one we have to provide some data. So let's add object here, and in this one we will add the to. So here we'll add the customer dot email. It is the buyer email, right? After that we have to provide the subject. So in this subject, let's add the text. So I have added this text in this subject. After that we have to provide the HTML. So let's add the HTML, and in this HTML you can add your text that you want to send in the email. So here we have to send the order details, and with that we'll also send the credential detail, right? So let me add the backticks here so that we can insert the variables also using template literal. So we have added backticks, and after that let me add the h2 tag, and in this h2 tag we will add the message like this. So alright, thank you for purchasing account, and then we'll add the username here. So just add @ and then we'll add $ curly braces so that we can insert the variable. So here we'll insert the listing dot username. After that let's add off, and then again insert the variable using $ curly braces and provide listing dot platform, right? And after that we'll add the space and provide the platform. After that we'll add some small text in p tag. So here we have added the p tag, and in this one we have added, here are your credentials for the listing you purchased. Then we will add the another title in h3, that is new credentials, and in this one we have to provide the credentials, right? So just add $ curly braces and provide the credential dot updated credential dot map method. In this map we will add the arrow function, and let's get the individual credential here in this parameter, and after that here we'll add the backticks and use the p tag like this, and within this p tag let me add the variable using this $ curly braces, and we will provide the individual credential dot name, right? And after that here we'll add the colon, and then we have to provide the value. So just add $ curly braces, and then we'll add the credential, that is cred dot value. After that here we'll add dot join method and provide this quote, right? And let me wrap it inside a div. So here we'll add one div tag and close it here. So we have this closing div, right? And after that we will add one text in p tag. So let me add the text here. So we have added, if you have any questions please contact us at this email ID. So we have added this HTML format for our email. So we have created a function that will send the email, but we have to link this function. It means we have to pass this function in this function array. So here we'll add comma and provide the function name send purchase email, right? And then we have to trigger this event whenever the user purchase any account. So we will trigger this event. Now let me create another function also. So here we'll add one more function. So first we'll add the comment here. So the comment is ingest function to send new credentials for deleted listing. It means when the credentials are submitted and changed by the admin, and after that if the user delete that listing, then the user should receive the deleted listings new credential on their email ID. For that we are creating the ingest function. So here let's add const send new credentials equal to ingest dot create function, right? And after that, let's add the ID here. So the ID is send new credentials. Then we'll add the object, and in this one we'll add the event. So the event will be app/listing deleted, and after that we'll add the arrow function. So let's create the arrow function with the event in the parameter, right? And now in this one we will extract the listing data and the listing ID from the event. So I'll write const curly braces listing and listing ID, and we will get it from the event.data, right? And after that, let's find the new credential for this listing. So here we'll add const new credential equal to await, and then we will add the prisma dot credential dot find first, and in this one just add where, and in this where we will add the listing ID, right? So here we have the new credential, correct? And after that we'll add the if statement. If new credential is true, it means we have the new credential, right? So in this case we can send the email to user, right? So let's add await, and we will call this function send email, and in this one let's add the object and provide the to property. In this to we will add the listing dot owner dot email. After that we will add the subject, and in this subject let's add the new credentials for your deleted listing, and after that we'll add the HTML, and in this HTML again add the backticks like this, and here let's add the content in HTML structure. So we will add the title here in the h2 tag, and after that we'll add the listing details. So first we'll add the listing title like this, and here let's add the $ curly braces, provide the listing dot title. After that we have to change the line, so here we will add the br tag for line break, and then we will add the username. So here we'll add the username like this, then again we'll add this br tag, and after that we will add the platform name and then line break like this, and after that let's add the title in h3, that is new credentials. We have added the title new credentials, correct? Then we'll add one div here, so let's add the div opening and closing tag. Now within this div we have to display the credentials, so let's copy this one from here. I'll just copy it and paste it here. So you can see we have added $ curly braces. In this one we have added credential dot updated credential dot map, right? And in this map we have the arrow function, and it is returning the p tag with the credential name, and with that credential name it will provide the credential value, right? And after that here we have added join. But instead of this credential, here we will use the new credential. Let me just come here. You can see we have this new credential. Let's add it here. So we have added new credential dot updated credential. With that we will also send the old credential, right? So after closing off this div, let's add the title, that is old credentials, in s3 tag, and here we have to provide the old credentials. So again we will copy this div, paste it here, and in this one we have added new credential dot original credential dot map, and everything will be same, right? And after that we will add one message in the p tag. So we have added this message. That's it. So we have added the function that will send the new credential whenever the listing gets deleted and the credentials are changed by the admin. And this function will be executed whenever we will trigger this event, that is app/listing deleted. So now let's provide this function in this array. So here we'll add this function send new credential. We have added two new ingest function, right? After that, let's trigger these event that will execute these functions. For that, I'll just come here and now I'll open the controller function. In this controllers folder, we have the listing controller. In this listing controller, you can see we have created this function called purchase account, right? And in this one, we have not added the verification. So we are verifying the payment in this Stripe webhooks. So just open a Stripe webhooks, and here we have added the comment called send new credentials to the buyer using email address, right? So here only we will trigger that event. So let's add await, then add ingest. Let's click here. So you can see the ingest has been imported from the ingest folder index.js file, right? And after that, let's come here. In this one, we will type ingest.send. Then we'll add the object and provide the name. So this will be the event name, that is app/purchase. After adding this event name, we will provide some data also. So let's add the data property. And in this one, let's provide the transaction. That's it. So it will send one event on this ingest, right? And it will call that function that will send the emails to buyer, right? And after that, we will call the next ingest function that will send the credential whenever the listing gets deleted, right? So I'll open the listing controller. In this one, we have multiple functions. So let me find the deletion function. You can see the function delete user listing, right? It means we are deleting the listing. So here we have added one if statement. If password has been changed, then we have to send the new password to the owner, correct? So we have added the if statement, and in this one we will call the event. So let's add await, and then we'll add the ingest and click here to import it. Let me come here. You can see the ingest has been imported from index.js file. Let's come here in the function. And here we'll add dot send. Now in this one, we'll add the object and provide the name, that is the event name. So it will be app/listing deleted. And after that, we'll add the data. So in this data, let's add the listing. And with that, we'll also add the listing ID. That's it. So we have triggered the function that will send the credentials when the listing gets deleted. After completing this event trigger, let's open this file, that is listing controller. And in this one, we have added this function, that is purchase account. So in this one, you can see we have added the success URL and cancel URL, right? So after success, it is going to this page that is loading. And after that, we have this my orders, right? So we have to create this URL in the front end, right? So let me just close all these files. I'll right click and select close saved. And then we'll open this sidebar and open the client. In this client, we have the src, then app.jsx. In this app.jsx, you can see we have added loading, right? But after loading, we don't have any other path. So let me add the path here. So I'll write /: and provide the next URL. And the element will be same, that is the loading, right? After that, let's open the sidebar, and here we will open the pages and open the loading.jsx file. And let's complete this page, that is loading page. So here we have the return statement. In this one we have this div. So in this one, let's add the flex classes so that every content will be aligned in the center using this classes. After that, here we have to add the loading icon. So let's add loader to icon and import it from Lucid React. And we have to animate this icon. So we'll add the class name and provide animate a spin. Then we will add the color and size. That's it. So we have added the loading animation in this page. And in this one, we will also get the next URL from the params. So before this return a statement, let's write const curly braces next URL equal to use params, and the use params has been imported from React Router DOM. After that, we'll add the navigate function also. So I'll write const navigate equal to use navigate and import it. And then we'll add the use effect. In this use effect, we have added the arrow function and dependency array, that is the empty array. So this function will get executed whenever we will open this loading page or component. So in this one, we will check for next URL. So just add if next URL is available, right? In this case, we will use the set timeout, and in this one we will add the navigate, and we will navigate the users on new page. So here we'll add the path /+ next URL like this. So it will open a new page, like it will open the my orders page, because we have added the my orders in the Stripe success URL. After that, here we have to add the time also. So let's add comma 6000. It means it will redirect the users after 6 seconds, because it takes time to verify the Stripe payment using the Stripe webhooks. So we have completed our project. Now we have to deploy it. So I'll just open this sidebar, and here you will find this icon source control, and simply click on this commit button. So we'll add the message also, project completed, and commit. Sync changes. Okay. So now you can see we have just updated our GitHub project, right? And after that, we'll open the Vercel. If I open the server and go to deployments, you can see it is automatically redeployed. You can see the time 1 minute ago. So it is redeployed, but still we have to update some environment variables because we have just updated the code here. So I'll open the settings in this server project and then go to environment variables. Here you can see we have some environment variables available like node environment, database, direct URL, color, ingest, right? But after that we have added some other environment variables also in the project. So let's open the server folder .env file and I'll copy other environment variables after this ingest. So we have the image kit, then admin emails, then this Stripe key and Bravo key. So just copy this one and come here, and I'll just click here in this key and paste it. After that, click on save. Then click on redeploy. Click here. Now click on view deployment. So it is redeploying the project. Just wait for it. So now you can see the status, it is ready, correct? It is redeployed. Now let me open this URL so that you can see it is working fine, server is live. Now let's resync our application in ingest. So I'll just come back here in the ingest dashboard, and here we have the app name. Then click on this three dot and click resync app. Then click on resync. After that, here you can see we have total 5 functions. Earlier we have 3 functions, right? Now we have total 5 functions that we have created. Delete user with clerk, send new credentials, send purchase email, sync user from clerk, and update user from clerk, right? And after that, let's deploy our front end also. So I'll just come here and go to dashboard, then add new project, then choose the repository, that is PERN, and then we'll add the project name. So let's keep the project name PERN, and then we'll choose the root directory. Click on edit, and here we will choose the client because we are deploying the front end. Click on continue, and then we'll click on this environment variable, and here we have to provide the environment variable. So I'll just come back here in the VS Code, then open the client folder .env file and copy the environment variables from here. Let's copy and paste it here. Here we have to replace the base URL, right? So the base URL will be our backend URL that is deployed on Vercel. So let's open the backend URL. We will open the PERN server, and here we have the backend link. Just copy this one and I'll add it here. Right, and at the end you can see we have the /, so just remove it. We will simply add the backend URL in this wheat base URL and click on deploy. You can see the deployment status here at the bottom. Now you can see our front end is also deployed successfully. Just click on this continue to dashboard, and here you will get this domain. Let's click here, and you can see our front end is also live at this URL, correct? Now let me log in on this URL, and let's choose the same account. So here you can see we are logged in, it is working fine. And after that, let me place the order. So I'll open the same URL in new tab, and here we will open the another account. So I'll log in with different account. So I'm logged in with different account. I'll go to marketplace, then I'll open this listing, and now I'll click on this purchase button. So it is creating the payment link. Now let me provide the payment details. So I'll provide the test card number. Then click on this pay button. So after successful payment, it is opening the loading screen, and after few seconds it will open my orders page. So you can see now we are at my orders page, and here we have this order details. Then we can see the credentials also. Let's click here so we can see the email and password, right? And after that, if I open the marketplace, here we don't have any listing because that listing is already sold, right? Now if I open the second account, that is the seller, right? So here we'll open my listings, and let me refresh it. So here you can see the status sold. So this is the seller account, and in this one you can see the earned balance. So we have total earning $8,500, right? And after that we'll open the email also. So in this buyer's email ID, you can see we have received the email with these details. So thank you for purchasing account, then username, platform name, and then we have the new credential, right? So we have received the order detail on the email also, right? Now I'll just come back here, and right now we have some balance, right? So we can withdraw this. So I'll just click on this available, and here we can enter the details. In this one we'll add the total amount, then we'll add the account holder name, and after that we'll add the bank name, then we'll add the dummy account number, then account type, then we'll add SWIFT code and branch, and we can apply for withdrawal. Let's click OK. You can see the message applied for withdrawal, right? And after that I'll open the admin dashboard. So let's open admin, and here you will find this transactions also. So here you can see we have this transaction. Let's click on this more details, so we can see the detail of this transaction. So here we have the owner and customer, it means buyer and seller details, and then we have the price also. And after that let's come to this withdrawal, and here you will find a new withdraw request. Right now the status is pending, right? So admin can see this withdrawal request and go to manage, and here we have the details for the user, right? So admin can manually transfer this amount, and after that admin can mark this withdrawal as completed, right? So I'll click on this button, mark as withdrawn, processing, and then you can see the updated status here, that is paid. So in the admin panel also all functionalities are working fine, and here we have the front end, right? So finally we have completed our full stack social marketplace website. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like and share this video, and also subscribe my channel GreatStack to watch more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching this video.